Leafs lose in what I thought was a really good game. But a few of the fans online, not so much. Let's talk about it. So I want to start off by saying that this is the third time the Leafs and the Hurricanes have met in the season. And the first time they met was November 6th in Carolina, and the Leafs won 3-1. The second time they met was last week in Toronto. The Leafs won 5-2. And tonight in Carolina, the Carolina Hurricanes end up pulling out a win 5-3. So what happened? It was a good game. Aside from the first 10 minutes of the game when it first started, the Canes came out and they were fast. They were all over the Leafs, and it looked like the Leafs just couldn't quite catch up. They were just, being taken advantage of in the corners. The Canes were faster on the puck, getting quite a few shots on the net. And they end up scoring 40 seconds into the game when the Leafs get called for 2 penalties. And it produces a 5-on-3, and that's when Carolina opens the scoring. Had it not been a 5-on-3, I don't know. It probably would have been a better battle back and forth because the Leafs did hang on, and Murray did play well. Despite what some people are saying online right now, Murray played really well. After the goal, the Leafs created 3 shorthanded chances thanks to Hall, because Hall stepped up. He played a really good game tonight. He really stepped up on the puck, made smart decisions, and created 3 shorthanded chances for the Leafs right after that goal. So coming out of the first, in the second, right off the faceoff, man, Matthews, he's had bad luck the last few days. Getting hit in the where you don't want to get hit again as he was falling and another player was falling, and the back of the skate hit him between the legs, and it looked very painful, but he shook it off, and he actually played a really good game tonight. He had 15 shots on goal, and he got 2 goals from those 15 shots, which is a record because only 3 players in the NHL have recorded more shots in a game than Auston Matthews had tonight. And that's it, the entire NHL, the history of the NHL. Then in the second, the Leafs are really driving the play. They're winning all the puck battles. And the Leafs really build up a lot of momentum. They come back and they tie up the game. And right after that, they were saying that the Leafs have 22 comeback wins, which is the second most in the league this season. Matthews scores coming off the bench on the rush. And like I said, the Leafs are really driving the play now, winning all the puck battles, and they really have a lot of momentum. The speed of this team is amazing. And it's going to be even better when O'Reilly gets here and gets back in the lineup after he gets back from his broken finger. It's really going to make a huge difference and really open up a lot of space when O'Reilly's driving down the middle. He's going to be a physical presence, and they're going to have to watch him because he can score too. So that's really going to open up a lot of room for the other players, like the top 4 players like Matthews, Nylander, Marner, and O'Reilly. Achari stepping up, and he's hitting a lot out there. It's fantastic to see. So the Leafs tie the game in the third after a call gets overturned. That's got to be one of the first times the call's ever gone that way for the Leafs. Usually it goes against them, but it was because the play was still continuing when the whistle was blown, and so that's why it had counted. So it didn't take them very long to review that. But just like a few seconds later, the Leafs let up, and Carolina comes back and gets the go-ahead goal again 30 seconds later. So that's what lost them the game right there. Is they kind of felt good about themselves after tying it up, and being that the game was going into the later minutes, they thought, I guess they just let up for a second, and Carolina just jumped on that. They jumped right on it, and that's what they do. That's Carolina's game. They really come at you full force, especially after allowing a goal. And the way that goal had been scored, they came right back. They jumped on the Leafs, and before you know it, within a few seconds, the puck was in the back of the net, and it was not Murray's fault. It was a good goal. Carolina came in and shot it low, so Murray had to kick it out. He had no chance to save it any other way. He had to kick that out off his pad, and O'Reilly missed his assignment, and Carolina had a wide open net basically and just shot it just over the pad. Murray almost had it, but they shot it just over his pad to get it in the net, and that was the go-ahead goal. Then, of course, the Hurricanes finished it off and sealed the deal with the empty net. So, like I was saying, Matthews with 15 shots on goal, and he produced 2 goals out of that. Very, very good game for him tonight. And I assume that in the playoffs, he's going to be even better. He was just starting to get it going tonight a little bit physically. And as we get into the playoffs, you're going to see him really step it up. That's what I'm assuming. He's really going to step it up, and he's really going to be taking the body a lot because he wants to get out of that first round in a big way. And I think they're going to do it. Watching the Tampa game earlier today against Boston, Tampa loses, but just watching Tampa over the last few weeks, I really think the Leafs have what it takes and the players to just push them over the edge and to take that series and get out of the first round. If they can do that, they will inspire a lot of confidence with the team themselves, and they could go on a deep run. It would be nice to see because they got the skill. It's just in their heads right now. It's all mental. So, and O'Reilly is the perfect person to come in because he's got a lot of experience and he can really lead the team through those mental breakdowns. But tonight's game, shots on goal. Why is this? Every time the Leafs outshoot their opponent, they end up losing more times than not. Because the Leafs tonight had 44 shots on goal to Carolina's 28. And Carolina takes it. But again, if it wasn't for that one missed assignment, I think they thought they were going to overtime. I don't know. They still had like 3 minutes left in the game. And O'Reilly missed an assignment, and boom, it was in the back of the net. Face-off percentages won. Carolina won the majority of the face-offs with 59%, and the Leafs won 41%. The power plays, the Leafs actually had 3 power plays and didn't score on any of them. The Hurricanes had 2 power plays, and they scored on one of them, and that was due to the 5-on-3 early in the game. That was the only one that they got in. And rightly so. They were right on the Leafs from the opening face-off. That first 10 minutes made a huge difference in the momentum for the rest of the game. The Leafs came back, but they were playing from behind for the majority of the game, right until late in the third. The Leafs out-hit Carolina 16-14. And block shots, the Leafs had 10. Carolina had 15. So a few giveaways. But overall, I thought the Leafs played a really good game. Online, everybody is just, like, all the haters come out big time when you're talking the Leafs. And then they keep going back to all the jokes. But it'll be interesting to see what this playoffs is going to be like this year and how the Leafs are going to respond. Within the next week or so, they're going to start getting the lines together and kind of solidify that. Gustafsson is back in Washington, so he's away from the team right now for personal reasons, getting some family things sorted out, but he'll be back before you know it, and they can start kind of solidifying the lines of how they're going to look going into the playoffs. And the second last game of the season for the Leafs is against Tampa. So it's it's kind of a measuring stick game, kind of a message sending game. It's not a matter of winning or losing that game at that point. It's just message sending. And I'm sure Tampa is thinking that the same way. All in all, it was a good game tonight. You can't win them all. Just remember that. And the Leafs have to play again tomorrow night. So until then, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and select the bell notification so that you can be notified every time I upload a video. I appreciate you, and thanks for watching.